What goes through a coach's mind just 2 weeks before facing one of college football's biggest matchups? Today, we're taking you inside the most revealing press conference of fall camp, where every question and answer gives us a glimpse into how championship teams prepare for battle. If you want exclusive behind-the-scenes access to Alabama football and insights you won't find anywhere else, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell, because we're about to break down everything that matters. We got a good scrimmage, got some good heat out there. That was probably one of the best things we got out of it today. It was one of the warmer days and saw that all week brewing, and so took advantage of it. It's been actually too nice on campus, especially in the morning. But good day that way, and you know it's going to be 2 weeks from today at this time we'll be playing. So talk to the guys about that a little bit, but probably a lot like the first scrimmage. Offense did some nice things early, has to do a better job of sustaining it, and the defense doing a good job of responding. That's really general, but that's kind of how the scrimmage went. So got a lot of red zone working at the end, just, slowly building up and got some reps on that. Tuesdays and Thursdays, practice was really good from some live action. So from Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, and again today, we've gotten a lot of tackling in, a lot of work, full pads. And so I like just kind of the stamina we've had that way and just how much tackling we've had. So questions go up the middle with Joe. Coach, let's start with special teams. How would you evaluate Connor Talty, Alex Asparov, and Blake Dow performance today and where you're standing with the new specialists? I think punting-wise, Blake's done a really nice job. The last scrimmage, I thought was I shouldn't say scrimmage. Last Saturday, here was really the best day I'd seen him have. I think he continued to have a really good week, and then today, came out, and in our drill work, we didn't get as many punts in the scrimmage working into the scrimmage that I was hoping to. I think we were probably 2 or 3 less than what I was looking for with partial script of what we wanted to get done. But he's had a really good 8 days. I think Alex continues to get better and push, just with his injury that he had. He's so far ahead of schedule with his recovery, and so now he's really getting into that rhythm and showing a lot of improvement there. And then Connor's done a really good job on campus in the complex. Last week he missed, I'm not sure what it was, but we got to just keep getting work in the stadium here. He missed a couple today from a field goal standpoint. The ones further out, probably 40-38 to 44 somewhere in there between a couple of those. So got to keep getting him the work. Not was disappointed that he didn't hit them all because he's done a nice job in our practices, and we've been working that every day with him being new and that whole unit being new. So we got to keep working. Jump on the far left on the front row today. Yeah, Jaden Roberts. What's his availability right now, and are you anticipating him being ready for week 1? Yeah, I forgot to mention that right off the bat. 2 guys that didn't scrimmage today. Jaden and James, same as last week. James is actually starting with him. James has been working through and building up. Feel good about the progress he's had in the week of practice and with it being live. Needed to hold back there, but he's getting closer by the day. Jaden has a concussion. Just tell you what it is, and he's going through the protocol of that, and so hasn't done anything from a team standpoint. Starting work back into that protocol, which included being out there today, but not participating in the scrimmage. Front row, right the column. Hey, Kalen. This is the first time we've gotten to talk to you since Ty was named the starter. I'm curious of what that timeline looked like for you, why it was the right time, and what you saw out there today from him, kind of as Yeah, actually, I'd even thought about it. This is the first time since I've seen you guys. Yeah, actually we knew we were at that point where we felt good about, who should be the starter, and it just made sense after the scrimmage when you evaluated kind of the whole product he's put on the football field. All the quarterbacks I thought came out there again today and did a great job, and that was the same thing as last scrimmage, and I guess specifically Ty, as you asked today. I thought he came out and executed the offense, just continues to be steady, find his times to make the plays, and, today, he actually used his feet again, and that's, I think, something that people will probably underestimate as we go through the year, just what? His ability to make plays and keep plays. He's alive, but, I thought he was steady. He was consistent. Probably, just think kind of looking here, probably a higher completion percentage than what he had last scrimmage. Maybe not quite as explosives. I think that's a tribute to our defense and what they did as well. So, Good both scrimmages for him, and just continue to make the progress. And I think building the team and getting the momentum going when we knew we needed to do it, and that's allowing us to have 3 weeks of a prep. Building our team for Florida State. Next, we'll go to Katie on the far right. Hey, Caitlin, how much does the second scrimmage kind of solidify guys' positions on the field, or are some of those still up for spots in the next 2 weeks of practice? Yeah, we actually made a big point of that. Just that today was a really important day to get some more film out there for us to evaluate, for there's guys that are still competing, and that's the way it always be. You know, the games will be evaluating as well, and I mean, there's some competitions that are very close, you know, and there's some guys that you're trying to work different combinations of what if down the road. But yet today was a big, you know, it was a big part of us understanding what we got, you know, individually, and collectively stay up the middle. We'll go to Alex. Oh, you didn't have one. I'm sorry, go far right. Then, yeah. Pick a good spot there, Alex. Who stood out in the secondary today from what you saw, and just what have you seen from that unit as a whole? Oh, yeah, good question. You know, there's so much that I'm watching. I couldn't tell you exactly who had maybe the most tackles or anything. I thought the defense today in the secondary did a really good job of making sure that they were getting the guys on the ground. You know, I think we still didn't get to the picks we're trying to get, you know, in force. But I know that we're getting close, and we had a couple, you know, this week. And you can see the momentum building for those guys. I'm hard to single any one guy out. I thought there was a number of guys that did a nice job. So the guys you'd expect are really the guys that are producing. Far back left to Chase. Last week after the first scrimmage, you said that the offense did a good job with ball security and pass protection. It sounds like they did well again with ball security. Is that the case? And also, what about the pass pro? They did. We had one ball that was competitive that I think was called a turnover. Probably would have been gone to review if it was a real game to see if it was completed and then enforced a fumble. But, you know, I think that the turn, the pass protection is consistent and solid. I think, you know, the key is for the quarterbacks that they drop back and they're comfortable with what is going to happen, and that they aren't wondering, man, this guy, you know, I just never know. I never feel good about the right guard, right tackle. Whatever it might be, these guys, I think, when, you know, they drop back, and you're talking about all 3 quarterbacks, they drop back, I think they feel like, number 1, the job's go, you know, the responsibility is going to be there, and number 2, the production, and in giving them some time to work. You know, you're not going to have all day right at this level. There's too many good pass rushers that you're going to have. But I think it's consistent. It's allowing the quarterbacks to feel good about keeping their eyes downfield. They're not worried about who's going to get beat. So I think across the board, the one-on-ones, they're doing a pretty good job. And then just schematically, I think we always do a good job of trying to help out, you know, where we need to. Stay on the far left. Matt, what do you think of the penalties that came out yesterday for the Michigan sign-stealing stuff? Obviously, you played him in that 23 season. I don't know anything about it. I honestly don't know what they got. I didn't read it. I didn't know. So I haven't even heard about it. So you can tell me you're not going to respond. I guess. Yeah, I think it was they estimated a $20 million fine, and Chiron Moore got an extra game suspension, and then some people got show causes, and I guess I don't know how in comparison to other issues that we've had over the years how that relates. But it is what it is. I don't have too much of a response, I guess. Far back right. Hey, coach. Circling back to special teams, can you just talk about who the guys that you have back there on kick return and punt return? And is there an ideal guy, or, you know, by committee sort of thing? Can you just elaborate on that if you can? Yeah, we haven't decided on who the starter will be back there. You know, guys that did a good job a year ago. We got Cole back there, you know, really in both. And he started out as our punt returner a year ago. And he's done a nice job just being steady. And then, you know, I think new faces, you got Rico, probably kickoff return, you know, could do some things back there for us. And then Bach, you know, in both areas as well. He and Cole really, I think, can do both and provide a combination of just consistency with fielding it and then some explosiveness there. So I would start with those guys. There's more. You know, Ryan had great experience there last year, had a couple explosive plays got thrown into action there when Bach went down through the season. And so, you know, I would have 100% confident having Jeremy Bernard set back there to field punts and things like that. But, you know, that's kind of the nuts and bolts of kind of who we put back there. Front, row, middle, Kirk. Yes, coach. Just do you break this as the end of this second scrimmage is sort of a plateau? And then along with that, getting here without too many injuries, I guess, probably be a good thing. Yeah. I think we're in a spot now. Are you kind of saying the end of fall camp? Is that kind of what you're asking today? Yeah, I think that will continue a little bit into Tuesday, really. School starts Wednesday, and that'll be the next thing, you know? So our normal camp schedule, other than, just because of how it works out, we won't practice tomorrow or Monday. But Tuesday will be like a normal camp schedule. So can't really do that once school starts. We'll have a good practice. See you on the weekend Saturday next week. Try to get back here is the kind of the plan as of right now. But yeah, I think injury-wise, there's a lot of guys that got, that are beat up a little bit, but it's something that it was going to happen if you were going to be physical at all during camp, and we still have 2 weeks left. So the next couple of days, it's set up specifically for that reason, to be able to get these guys off their feet, recover a little bit. And then we'll certainly have a different type of week. We'll still have physicality, especially Tuesday. We'll get back after it, but it will look different. Like I said, we went hard last Saturday with a big scrimmage today, but also Tuesday and Thursday. We did a number of live sessions moving the ball, just like you'd have seen out here today. All right, let's finish up with one on the right side. Coach, you kind of alluded to it in your opening. It's definitely that time of year here in Tuscaloosa weather-wise. Was the scrimmage start time today maybe meant to simulate some of what you'll be experiencing in Tallahassee in a couple of weeks? Yeah, 100%. We actually had it originally scheduled earlier, moved it back just to get a little more heat, and, it's good for us. We even conditioned at the end, did some extra work, and so just trying to get ready in every way possible. Thank you, Coach. Bet. Thank you, guys. If you want more exclusive coverage of Alabama football press conferences and behind-the-scenes insights that give you the real story of how championship teams prepare, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and have those notifications turned on, because we're bringing you content that gets you closer to the action than anywhere else.